Now, you speak a lot about worship as warfare and worship as evangelism. How does that reconcile or impact with traditional evangelism and missions? Where do the two meet? Where are they different?
Yeah. First, by traditional evangelism, I suppose you mean tracts and laundromats, open air preaching, going door to door, which none of which I am against at all. We have people in our church who are engaged in that sort of thing with our church's support. We don't want to be when Jesus says, "I'll make you fishers of men." We don't want to be caught in the position of bobbing around in the boat, waiting for the fish to jump into the boat. You go where the fish are. You need to go out where they are. So active, proactive, aggressive evangelism, going where non-believers are, is something the church ought to be doing. They ought to be training evangelists, commissioning them, sending them out, supporting them. All of that's good. At the same time, I don't think it's appropriate to turn the covenant renewal worship service into an evangelistic service. That is a gathering of God's people where they're renewing covenant, and it's in Corinthians, it's perfectly acceptable for a non-believer to come and watch, but nothing should be tailored for him. This is where I'm really at odds with the seeker-sensitive approach, where we want to make something that is not threatening to a non-believer who just walked in off the street. Well, Paul talks about a non-believer, an ungifted person coming in and being convicted, overwhelmed at God's presence with you. So that's another aspect of evangelism. Someone, it may have been, I don't know who said this, is one, may have been Spurgeon, may have been Moody, may have been somebody else, but if the church catches on fire, the world will come to watch it burn. And I think there's an element of truth to that. So you've got some evangelism coming because the church is really, something's going on here. God is meeting with people here, and people are attracted to that. And then, of course, you commission and train people to send them out, and that's good too. The other thing that's important is the evangelists who are trained should be evangelists who are worshiping God regularly. They are excited about the corporate life that we have with God in Christ in worship, and they want to go out and bring people to Christ, because we need more voices to glorify God. What's the reason? Why do we evangelize? Well, among other things, because the choir needs more tenors. The choir needs more bass. We need more voices to glorify God, and so the glory of God that's exhibited in worship. Worship is warfare. It glorifies God. It encourages and builds up the saints. It really is a glorious event. And then we think, oh, so many people are missing out. And so we train people to send them out in the traditional means of evangelism. So there's a ditch on both sides of the road. You don't want traditional means of evangelism with the gospel's out there in the highways and the byways, and there's no church to bring them to. That's one ditch. The other ditch is where you've got a church to bring them to, but nobody ever comes. Nobody ever is brought. Because it's not really worth bringing people to this duddy event. So you want an exciting, vibrant, God-honoring worship service that really honors Him and that is screaming for more people to join in. And then you want those people to train people to go out to bring people in.